Right here first tonight from the Sky 11 drone over the scene, you are looking at the charred remains of a private barn off Newburgh Road near the Waterston Expressway. This massive blaze taking over the barn early in the morning. The owners confirming 7 of their llamas perished in the flames. It is our top story right now from the WHAS11 night team. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt. The farm animals became a community favorite just south of the Louisville Zoo, but now the owners and their neighbors are in true shock over this large fire. WHAS11 night team's Jose Alonso, along with photojournalist Emma Gefter and chief photojournalist Philip Merle, take us back to the neighborhood. You may remember this isn't the first tragedy for the llamas.
From the Sky 11 drone, the damage in clear daylight, right in between the Waterston and Louisville Zoo, a large fire leaving behind a dark circle of ashes and charred wood sitting where this barn used to be. Lost in the inferno, 7 llamas, the same animals you'll see right here in this WHAS 11 story from 6 years ago. Sharon Chacho was awakened by the commotion Monday morning.
When I turned to look out the windows, the barn was lit up. It was horrible. Really, really horrific fire. But the worst thing is the llamas were inside the barn.
From our archives in 2019.
This is Miss Felicity. And this is Miss Prism.
Farm owners Caroline Willett and her husband Dale Hill speaking with us when tragedy first struck their herd of llamas.
They were joyfully killing the llamas because they're just like big squeaky toys and moving from one to the next.
The couple did not want to talk on camera after the fire, but Caroline told me how dogs killed 6 llamas just 6 years ago, and now the remaining 7 seen in these pictures and videos torched in a morning fire.
The people who had called it initially to the fire department was on the highway, so they saw the flames from the highway.
From the ground, you could still see smoke just 12 hours later.
It was horrible. I've never seen a fire, a really bad fire in my life, and I hope I never see one again.
The owners routinely locked the llamas inside the barn to keep them safe, which left them between a rock and a hard place.
They couldn't get away from it because they were locked in because we were protecting them from dog attacks. They would come when you called, and they knew when you were going to feed them.
We were told these llamas were adored by the community, and the couple says neighbors helped ensure the animals had a peaceful burial. In Louisville, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 night team, on your side.
Now, the arson squad from the Louisville Fire Department is currently investigating how the fire started. But the couple saying in a public statement to us, a cause is being narrowed down to a hay bale that was possibly ignited. The couple also told us in person today that they were keeping the llamas warm with a heater due to the recent cold snap. Now, we asked the Louisville Fire Department today what they thought about all of that, and we have not heard back yet from them with an official cause. More local news tonight. An Indiana woman will spend 5 years in prison for allegedly stealing $1.8 million from her employer. A federal court has sentenced Marcy Jean Doty in Evansville after she pled guilty to fraud and embezzling. Doty was the operations manager for a property management business. She deposited more than $1 million in business checks right to her account and electronically sent herself more than $500,000. Eventually, she even purchased a 25% share in the company using some of the stolen money. She will serve 5 years in prison and must pay back $2.5 million in restitution. Here on this St. Patrick's Day, we are winding it up with a very chilly night in Kentuckiana. So, Ben, last night, what was it? Seemed like it got down close to freezing.
Yeah, 33 degrees. So that was cold enough, especially in the suburbs, outlying areas, to get some frosty spots out there. Not quite as chilly tonight. We're in the 40s, and temperatures won't drop off too much more thanks to a little bit of a south breeze out there. Mostly clear sky overhead. Lots of sunshine on the way tomorrow. And a big warm up as we spring up to the 70s. 41 that low for tonight in the city. Some cooler spots outside of the city. 64 at noon tomorrow, and that forecast high about 15 degrees above average at 74 degrees. Now we're going to wrap up winter time and head into spring with some showers and thunderstorms and possibly a little bit of a wintry mix. I'll explain it all coming up on our Weather Impact Team forecast.
All right, thank you, Ben. Brand new tonight on the night team. Off the streets by 10 at night. The city of Bloomfield, Kentucky, that's in Nelson County, is proposing a curfew for its kids. WHAS 11 night team's Alex Dieterer and photojournalist Levi Hammer spoke with the mayor of Bloomfield tonight, who tells us the curfew came at the request of the police chief after minors broke into businesses a couple of months ago.
You don't see the curfews much anymore.
But Bloomfield in Nelson County could soon be one of the few remaining cities to enforce a curfew for kids. Bloomfield Mayor Chris Dudgeon said the idea stemmed from the police chief after recent break-ins.
Our new chief of police that we have had found out a couple minors at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning broke into a local business, and there was another instance, a minor with another business late at night.
According to the proposed curfew, anyone 17 and younger cannot be in public spaces from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. But on Fridays and Saturdays, kids 13 and older can be out until 11 p.m.
I've talked to several business owners, and they're for it. Of course, some of the business that we broke into, of course, they're for it. But other businesses around town, I haven't had any complaints against it. They think it's a good thing.
Here are some of the exemptions to the curfew. If a minor is with an adult, if they're working, or at an athletic, educational, entertainment, religious, or social event. The proposed ordinance gives Bloomfield police officers the ability to stop and question any minors they see out after curfew.
He could stop them for safety reasons, say they're out 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, their parents don't know where they're at, they run away, or maybe they're running from an abusive situation that, he can help them get home or get help.
If they are found to be out after curfew, officers can take them into custody until their guardian can pick them up. The proposed ordinance also says the guardian of a minor who breaks curfew could have to pay a fine.
We're not using this as a revenue generator to stop kids and say, hey, you're breaking a curfew, we're going to fine you and we're going to make money off you. That's not what this is. It's more of a safety thing for us.
The city is looking to their neighbors in Bardstown, who passed an amended curfew in 2012 as the blueprint for Bloomfield's curfew.
We had discussions with the Bardstown Police Department and how they enforce theirs. So you keep trying to get it right.
No decision has been made yet on if and when the curfew will be enforced. Dudgeon says it could take up to 4 months. In Bloomfield, Alex Dieter, the WHAS11 night team on your side.
By the way, Bloomfield would join Elizabethtown, Frankfort, Louisville, and Bardstown, among other Kentucky cities that already have a curfew. In Indianapolis, the city enacted a similar curfew to cut down on youth violence. According to the ordinance there, 15 to 17-year-olds cannot be out between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday without some sort of supervision. For those 14-year-olds and younger, their curfew starts at 11 p.m. Indianapolis Police Chief Chris Bailey emphasized the goal was not to round up kids, as he put it, but rather to try to stop trouble before it starts.
It is our duty as parents, as adults, and as law enforcement to keep our children safe, alive, out of jail, and out of the cemetery.
If a minor is caught in either types of those situations, their parent or guardian could also face consequences. The Coalition for Juvenile Justice looked into curfews to see if they actually cut down on crime. Here's what they found. They say more than 400 towns and cities have youth curfews like this one, but they found there is little evidence, factual evidence, to back them up. Austin, Texas repealed the curfew in 2017 because they found no impact on it reducing youth violence. Right now on the night team, we now know how much JCPS has been paying out for gas money, bus stipends, while students lost their bus transportation this year. The price tag, more than $4.5 million. The district is ready to restore some of those bus routes for about 1,000 students. That'll start next week. A JCPS spokesperson said 56 routes were added. That means all students at Young Elementary, Coleridge Taylor Elementary, and Johnson Middle School have bus transportation. Students who attend Butler, Male, and Manual High School and have free and reduced lunch are also eligible.
This means stability. This means that they can continue on to their school. Parents can continue on with their regular lives because it uprooted my entire life and my career.
Berkeley Collins' daughter attends Johnson Middle School. She said now she can return to her corporate job or have a longer work day. Today is Profound Autism Awareness Day in Kentucky. About 27% of kids with autism have the intense symptoms of profound autism. And WHAS11 News has been following the story of one remarkable teenager and his parents' impossible choice to get him care. Right now, Kentucky pays $13 to $14 million a year to send kids like Frankie Moldavanu out of state because Kentucky has no residential facility to help them out.
Physical pain of being separated from your child, especially a child who is nonverbal, who cannot tell you if they're sad. They cannot pick up the phone and call you and say, Mom, I'm homesick. We are failing families in Kentucky because the best option for my child was 700 miles away. And that should not be the case.
Rachel Moldavanu there had to say goodbye to her son in Kansas, but she is advocating so that other families won't have to do the same. Senator Danny Carroll asked the state's only residential provider, Key Assets Kentucky, why they haven't expanded to accommodate families. They called it a workforce issue. WHAS 11's Brooke Hash has been with the family every step of the way. We have their full story on WHAS11.com and the WHAS 11 Plus app right now.